we discussed it till now. Till now, we are discussing about the introductions, small preparation activities for the HANA installations, software requirements, hardware requirements. So that is one of the important topic like file system requirements, all those things we discussed. So, sir, initially you mentioned like we have HANA 1.0 also released, 1.0 also released. Then after that, SAP released the 2.0 also. Then, so what is the reason, sir? What changes have been made here in the HANA 1.0, 2.0? HANA is a database software. It's a database. Database means container, one bucket. So in the bucket, what we will store? We will store the data, which means we will store the water, right? Container. So one container, we will store the data. Database is we will store the data. But in the bucket, we don't have any table. Directly, we will pour the water. But here in the database level, so in the form of tables, we will store the data. Data means there's a lot of data. Employee data, students data, business data, banking data, credit data. Oh my God, lot of data is it. But we need to separate each and everything data, right? That's why we have the data. So the data we will store into the HANA database level. That is the main concept in the HANA database is every database to store the data in the form of tables. Tables wise, it will store the data. Whenever whoever required, you will go and pull the data from the database level, right? Same, whenever you require the water from the pot, just we will go to the here, then we'll pull the, via using the glass, we will pull the water, right? That is the same thing here, right? So HANA is a in-memory. So what is the difference between other databases and HANA databases here? In-memory, column-oriented, columnar database. The only difference is it has only columns and in memory and columnar wise, it will store the data. Other databases, it will store the data in the row wise, rows. And we have the one table, we have the rows and columns. But in this database, we have the only columns wise. It will store the data. That is only one differences here. Okay, sir, that we already discussed. We are fully aware of that discussion. Then what about the next one? The next one which we discussed about the once the introduction versions, HANA versions, HANA 1.0, 2.0 we discussed, right? Then after that, we discussed about the hardware requirements, software requirements. Hardware means what type of hardware we require, how much RAM is required, right? How many CPUs are required? What are the file systems are required? How much storage is required? So based upon the RAM memory, physical memory, we can get the, so how much spaces and everything. In that, the file system requirements are very, very important. And CPU requirements are very, very important here. How many types of file systems and operating systems. So HANA can be installed only on the Linux OS only. So either Red Hat Linux, Red Hat or SUSE Linux, Red Hat or SUSE Linux. HANA can be installed only on the, so either Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux, we can only install it here. Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux, we can install it here, right? HANA we can be installed only on the these two things only here, right? So other than that, so we can also see that Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux, we cannot install on any other operating systems, only Red Hat or SUSE Linux here, right? So that is the one thing here. So, and also file systems, we discussed what are the file systems are required at operating system level, right? So how you access the Linux operating system? Via PuTTY, So via PuTTY tool, we will log into the, that's we discussed yesterday. Via PuTTY tool, we will log into the our operating system. Then how will you transfer the files from Windows to, why? Because Linux is the one of the black box, here. Suppose example, you cannot via PuTTY, we can access the Linux operating system, we can access here, right? via root, even though if you are typing the password, so even though you are entering the password also, let me change the settings here. Even though if you are entering the password also will not be typed here. It will not show. It will be hidden status. See here, I am typing the password. You need to type it, click on the enter button. That's it. Password will not be visible. It will be typed internally here. Right? So don't think like it's not typing. Password will be typed. You need to type the correct password. Click on the enter button. You will be connected to the Linux operating system. Sir, everything is black box. In Windows, we can see like, so right click and left click and everything, and folder creation, file creation, everything we are doing here. File creation, folder creation, everything we are doing here. But what about here, sir? Then how can we operate it here? To operate the Linux operating system, we have to use the commands. We have to use it to operate it here. So suppose if you want to create the folder in Windows, right click and you will create. So and right click and you can create the folder, file, permissions, deletion, all those things. Left click, right click, and we will do all those things here. But here commands we have to use it to operate it here. To commands we have to use it here. So we discussed yesterday some of the Linux commands: folder creation, date, time, users. So all those things: CPU, memory, file system, space levels, folders creation, file creation. Those things we discussed yesterday in the our Linux call, right? Yesterday's call. So then let's start discussing about the how to, then what is the difference, sir? Okay, this all fine now, but only one thing is we are unable to understand HANA 2.0, what does it mean? So HANA 2.0, 1.0, what is the difference here? HANA 1.0 is the single container. HANA 2.0 is the, so it's a multi container database here. Container means single database and multiple databases will be installed during the installation of the HANA database. Here. Sir, can you tell me, can you give me some more information about the what is single, what is multi here? So in the years back, we have installed, so then HANA 1.0 got released. So that time when we install the HANA database, so in the operating system, this is the operating system. When you install the HANA database on top of the operating system, only HANA DB will be installed. Only HANA database will get installed here. This is the operating system. Then here only HANA database will get installed. HANA DB will get installed here. Only one HANA database. Sir, if you are installing one software, only one database, then that is only one database will be installed, right? Then what is the issue here we are discussing here, right? So at the same page here, the same time here. So when we are discussing about the HANA 2.0, when we install the HANA 2.0, then here you will get the two databases here. You will get the two databases you will get here. One is the system DB and second one is the tenant DB concept here. One is the system DB, second one is the tenant DB concept here. Tenant DB concept you will get it out here. Sir, how it is possible here in the HANA 1.0, 2.0 here? How it is possible here? So HANA. So here that is the difference between the HANA 1.0 and HANA 2.0. Normally everybody they know, right? There is a Robo 1.0, 2.0 movie, right? You know the differences between the Robo 1.0, 2.0 movie, right? So there are a lot of technology, lot of micro technologies, everything they have used in the 2.0. Same as like here in the HANA 2.0 concept, right? So here they have used them. So a lot of technologies, and we have the two databases we have in the concept here in the system DB and tenant DB concept here, right? 2.0 here. So what does it mean, sir? Can you explain a little bit more about in our language here? So in a 150 square head, if you build the one house, single independent house, this is called the independent house. In 150 square heads, if you build the one house, then the only this family members, only this HANA family members, like when you install the HANA, only HANA related resources, HANA related services will use the, so same kind of memory. This is a RAM memory, CPU, file systems, it will use it here, right? OS level, whatever we have, only this family members. Why? Because in this operating system, when you install the HANA database, only one HANA database will be installed. So here only this HANA database will be available here. When you install the HANA database here, they are the means when you install the HANA database means when you build the brand new house, right? Installation means building the brand new house. Then after the installation, after building the brand new house, what will happen? One of the set of the family will go and stay in the inside of the HANA database, right? Inside of the home, right? Same as like here also, when you install the HANA database, here there the set of family members will come here. So one is the index server, index server, index server, and name server, then pre-processor, compile server, right? So web dispatcher, access engine, Daemon, right? So Daemon, there the 7 core process will come, core family members will come in the HANA database when you do the installation. When you do the installation of the HANA database, there the 7 core family members will come here, right? Same, only these family members will use the entire database related memory, database related CPUs, database related CPU family members, it will use it here. So this is the 1.0, one independent host. In one independent host, one family will stay. In that family will use the entire memory, entire. So this is the 1.0. This is the perfect concept. But what about the 2.0, sir? Here 2.0 you mentioned like it's a multi-container, which means when you install the HANA 2.0 software, you will get the two databases here. One is the system DB, second one is the tenant DB. So which means it's an apartment concept. So independent house concept and apartment concept. So after that later, if you want to install the one more, if you want to add the one more database, you no need to install it. Just execute the command. You can install the one more floor, you can build it. Then one more floor, you can build it. One more floor, we can build it here. One more floor, we can build it here. One more floor, we can create it here. Like that. So we can build the n number of databases, we can create it. Sorry, n number of means infinity? No. So there is a difference here. Except by default one. So apartment means by default, the first thing we will use the G plus 1. Ground floor plus first floor, we will write it, right? They will build it. They will construct it. G plus 1. G plus 1. Right? G plus 1. 1. We will build it here. G plus 1 here. That is the apartment concept, right? Apartment concept. Then after that, so once the base is standardly builded, then they will go for the second tenant databases, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, like that they will start building it here. But the base, whenever they are building the apartment, first G plus 1, they will build it. Then on top of the remaining things, just assume like this, right? So this is the apartment. HANA 2.0 is the apartment concept, which means by default, you will get the G plus 1. G is the system DB, 1 is the tenant databases, you will get it all, right? So then after that, there is a requirement to add the one more database. Then just you no need to install it. Just on top of the existing system DB, you can install the one more tenant database, one more database, one more database, like that. Up to 19 databases we can use it here. Up to 19 databases we can use it here by default one. So you can just ignore this one, except this two, 19. With including this one plus 1, 20 tenant databases, we can host it in one host, in one operating system. 20 tenant databases we can create it. Tenant means who are the tenants, who will so rent it, who will stay in the rent rooms, right? Those are the, so who will take the rent, right? Those are the tenants. That's why it's a tenant concept here. Tenant concept here. So, but there is no need. If you have the requirement, then only you can install the one more tenant, one more tenant, one more tenant. We can add it on top of the system DB. We can add it. If there is no requirement, it's not required to add it here. There is no requirement. It's not required to add the tenant databases here. That is the differences here. That is the differences here, right? Sir, then what? So, sir, then fine. Here, all the process in the one host, but here, so here you have the two databases are creating, but what is the difference here? What is the difference here? Well, because two databases are getting created here. One database, so there is no comparison with the others. If the two databases are there, the first rank student, second rank student, what is the difference between both of them, right? So we can compare it. But here there is no comparison. Why? Because we don't have one more, but here only two are there. But what is the difference here? System database means ground floor. System data apartment concept, we have the ground floor is the system database. Then first floor is the tenants who will stay. Normally owners normally in the apartment, owners will stay in the ground floor only, right? They will construct it their own. So customizations, everything they will do that one. They will construct it. But what is the responsibility of the owners in the system DB, right? So what they will do normally outside of the talk, so they will manage the all the tenants, right? All the tenants who are there, they will manage the all the tenants. Then they will help to the tenants as well. So suppose if anyone outsider wants to go or outside go to the directly meet the tenant, first they have to contact the owner. If the owner give the permission, then only he can give it. So nowadays we are not following anything. Directly we are going to the apartment, so that's fine. But as per rules, right? So anything we need to take the permissions, anything we need to go with this one. It's the owner responsibility. So two tenants will stay or not, that's the owner responsibility. So all those things are the outside of the talk here. So similar reasons I can apply to the here. So system DB responsible is to monitor the tenants. To manage the all the tenant databases, you have to do it from the system DB. And also you cannot do the direct changes in the tenant database. You have to do it via system DB only. If you want to stop the tenant, so then you cannot directly do, as I mentioned here, via system DB only, we have to manage it here. So basically system DB nothing will do. It will just to manage the tenants. It will just manage the all the tenant databases, all the tenant databases, it will manage it here. So then that's fine, sir. Then so how can we identify here? Sir, here we mentioned that 7 process, then where this 7 process will stay. So here each tenant databases we have the one index server, and each tenant databases we have the one index server, then index server. Each tenant databases we have the one index server, then access engine is available here. But remaining 5 process will be in the name server, preprocessor, NPC. So then WD, NPC WD is available in the system DB here, right? So only 2 are available in the tenant DB, and only system DB is available in the system DB. We have the 5 processor available: name server, preprocessor, compile server, web dispatcher, Daemon. Sir, what is the difference means? This is the difference here. So tenant DB, each tenant contains the index server, access engine. If you install the one more, then one more IX will come. One more IX will come. One more IX will come. Right? So, but system DB is standard. System DB is only one. Tenants, n number of tenants will come. Sir, in the here, so normally, can you explain about the each and every service, little bit more about the each and every service here, right? Each and every service here. So let's talk about so normally in the SAP side, when we are discussing the SAP, every process has own set of tasks. So if you ask me, then my task is different. My role is different, teaching. Your role is listening, grabbing the information, right? Every person has own responsibilities. Suppose like in a family also, father, mother. So we have every person has own responsibility here. Same as like here. So in the HANA process, in the HANA family members, so we have the 7 process here, right? So index server, index server, right? So then name server process, right? So index server, name server, compile server, preprocessor, web dispatcher, then access engine, right? So access engine, right? So one more thing is the Daemon process here. One more thing is the Daemon process here, right? So these are the 7 core process in the HANA database here. 7 core process in the HANA database here, right? So normally we know that, but it's a single container, multi-container, the responsibility of the each and every service is same. The responsibility of each and every service, but the way of staying is different. In the apartment, so in the apartment concept, so 5 services are in the one floor and remaining 2 are in the one more floor, it will stay. In the apartment, in the independent house, all will be in the same house, it will stay, right? So that is the difference, right? So here, so the main index server responsibility is the index server is the master of the tenant database. Index server is the main database here. Index server is the main database here. Actual data stores in DB is in actual data stores in the index server only, right? Index server have index server has some engine. Index server has some engines here to store the data, to calculate the data. So everything here. So basically, in the HANA database means index server. Actual data will stores in the actual data stores in index server only. In the database level, who is the main process means in the house, who is the main process means how we will tell like father, same as like in the here index server. Index server is the so main process in the database here. It will store the it contains the some engine to convert the queries and to store the data. All the information, everything will be in the index server only. Sir, in out of the 7 process, index server is doing the all the activities means what about the other 6 process here? Other 6 process will help to the index server to store the data, all the calculations, all the calculations, load, load, pulling the data. So everything will be in the index server only. Everything will be in the index server only. So it will store the data, all the calculations, load, pulling the inserting the data, queries execution, everything will happen in the index server only. Then what about the other process here? Right? Other process will help to the index server to perform all the responsibility here, right? So in this case, here where the index server is available, tenant. Then wherever the actual data means all the applications, SAP applications or anything, directly it will connect to the tenant databases only, not the system DB. So where the data stores in the index server only. Then in that server is the index system DB or index server, which is the important tenant is the important. Then who will give the rent? Only tenants, right? Then tenant is the very important here. Tenants are very important because actual paying the rent is by done by the so the tenants only, right? Means index server. Index server where it is available here. So wherever we have the data, so the applications will connect to that data that database only. So none of the applications will connect to the system DB. Only applications will connect to the tenant databases itself only, tenant DB only, right? Only tenant DB only, it will connect it here, right? So that is the one of the thing here, right? So then what about the other processor? Can you explain? Yeah. So here the name server is available in the system DB. It will holds the topology related information. Topology related information means what is the my host name, then what is the port number, what is the user ID, what are the passwords. So this kind of information it will hold it in a family. we have the 7 family members. In that, we discussed about the father. Then 7 family members means one more person. These all are the, so is the father, is the madam, like mummy, then remaining all are the sons and daughters, right? Sons and daughters here. So then in that one, in the family, one of the family member is the name server. He will hold the, so name server, he will hold the topology related information. Topology means, so it's kind of, it's not a, so the wording is topology. Topology means host name, port number, user ID, pass this kind of information. It is required. This will help to index server. Whenever the index server is required, this kind of host name, port number, the name server will help. This will be, it will help to index server, and it will be available. It will run on system DB only. It will run on system DB. It will run on the system DB only. It will run on the SDB. Okay, system DB. What about the compile server here? So
Sir,
compile.
I have a doubt, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me.
The host name, right? In the name server is in the system DB only.
Yes.
If we have to configure multiple hosts, will that be in the same name server, or will a separate
Same
DB has?
name server, separate name server. It will holds the second host name as well. It will holds the topology related information, means host names, port numbers, user IDs, passwords. It will be there here. It will be there. It
Okay,
will
so
be there.
if we have 3 hosts means 3 name servers will be there, is it?
Yes, 3 name servers.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
But 3 host means that is a different concept again. High availability concepts, and again there is a the different concept again. Okay, so means 3 apartments again. So but here we are discussing about the single apartment concept we are discussing here. But when we go for the, that 3 host means high availability concept. High
Okay.
availability concept. That
In
is
case of replication is not there means only one host name will be there, is it?
yes. Replication is there. We have the, in the primary also we have the number of processes are available, and the secondary also we have the number of processors are available here. Means each host we have the 7 process, and secondary also we have the, so 7 processors are available here.
Okay, sir.
That is a high availability concept. That concept also we'll discuss.
Okay, in SM51 in application hosts we'll have multiple hosts, right? So that I related and got confused, sir.
Okay. That don't relate that one. Why? Because multiple SAP applications we can install it, but DB is only one. But database also we can install in the cluster high availability mode. We can install it here. Also scale out mode. There are the multiple options are there. Scale out mode, scale up mode. We can install it.
Got it, sir. Okay.
Okay. So compile server. Compile server is compilation of the programs and so stored procedures. Compilation of the programs and stored procedures here. So compilation means just compiling for speed up purpose. In the database means databases programs and everything written in the C++ language. To compile the programs and stored procedures in the database, compile server will be available. It will run in the system DB, will help to index server as and when required here. Right? Same, all the 5 process will help to the index server only. But if any programs or compilation is required, index server will coordinate with the compile server to compile the programs and stored procedures. If any topology, if any host name is required, that time, so that information is available in the name server, it will go to the name server, it will help to the index server here. Preprocessor here, processing the unstructured unstructured data, processing the unstructured data like text data. So anything it is coming, it's not in the structured format. But because database language is written into the database written in the C++ language. So sometimes what happens, data comes to the your HANA server without any proper structure. Without proper structure or without anything, database will come to the here, right? In that case, database will come to the here. In that case, what will happen here? So to process the unstructured data, normally data will come to the index server, it will store it here. But if the data is in the not in the structured format, maybe structured for notepad in the format, text format is the different format. So all those things are the different format. Normally data will come, sometimes data will come into the without any structure, will come. Structured format means, so open bracket, close bracket, do while, so nested whiles, something like that. There is a structure, there is a format, right? If nothing is there, unstructured data, then processing the unstructured data. In case of data not in the structure, so that time index server will give it to the preprocessor, that the preprocessor will process the unstructured data, will help to help to, so index server will help to index server to store the data. That's the one. Web dispatcher will take the web-based request. Web-based means browser-based request. Not all the users will use it, right? Sometimes we may get the request from the browser as well. So that time browsers. So that time the it will handle the web-based request. It will take the web-based request, will hand over to will hand over to, so access engine will hand over to access engine. Then access engine will process the web-based request. So which means if any browser-based requests are coming, so that time index server will not directly take it out. So via web dispatcher access engine, it will take the request. It will store the data here, right? So the main important thing is the daemon. So as of now, we discussed about the index server is the father and the remaining all other childs and sons are here. Then here family means definitely there is a mummy also, right? So then daemon. What is the main of the daemon here, right? So out of this six process, if any process is in the sick status, sick, normally in the database language, faulty status. So faulty means error status, not working, not responding. So not this kind of status, it will go ahead and start that button. It will go ahead and give the boost to the that process that will become a active status here. So it will clear the faulty status. It will clear the faulty status here. Daemon will clear the faulty status here. In case of any error, it will clear the faulty status. In case of stopped, it will clear it here. Suppose example in our family, in our case, in case sometimes we sick or something, we down with the some error, then how the, so mummy will give the boost and bonavita to us to become a active, medicines to us to become a active, same kind of work will be done by the daemon. So daemon will do the same kind of work here, right? Same kind of work will be done by the daemon status. If any process is in the error status or stopped status or not responding or anything, daemon will go and will become a active here. Will clear the that sick status here. That is the work will be done by the daemon status here, right? So that is the main process here. It will monitor the all this process. In case of something wrong, it will go and clear it here. So that is the, so concept of the each and every process responsibility. Each and every the process responsibility here. All right. So more you will get when we install the HANA database, more you will get. When we install the HANA database, you will get the more information, right? You will get this process, then you can see this process. That time you can understand what exactly each process, where it is staying, and all the information here. Okay. So that is about the process wise information. You will get more information when we start discussing, when we install the HANA database, when we are doing all the activities here, right? Just it's the theoretical information, but when we go for the HANA, that time we will get the more here, right? So that is the HANA, the process related information here. Okay. So coming to the uh yeah, so installation preparation activities here. So now actually today we want to start the installation, but that's fine. We'll start the preparation steps. Anyhow, we can discuss something point, right? That's installation preparation. To install the HANA database, the main thing you should remember about the So you should get some hands-on on the Linux operating system, right? The hands-on on Linux operating some basic commands, navigating folder from CD. These commands you should hands-on that one, right? So and also we should know about the some of the technical terms in the HANA installation. What is the HANA SID? What is the instance number? What is the host name for HANA? Then what is the users will be created. Then how will you do the installation? These things will do the we should know about this one, right? SID means we know. SID means system identification number, for how the SAP systems will give the name to connect to the SAP systems. Same as like for HANA also we have to provide the one SID here, like HDB, HD1, HD2. It should be 3 alphanumeric characters here, right? It's not like that. Letter should not come in the first. Letter will not come in the first here. Length is should be 3. So one HD, something not like that here. HDB, HD1, HD2, like that we have to put the name. Instance number, anything 00 to 99 in between any number, we can give it as a instance number. Instance number here, right? Host name means for operating system name. Windows level, we will call it as the computer name. Then in the Linux level, the word got changed to the host name. Host name here. Our host name is Linux 1. Linux 1 is our host name. If you type the host name, so this is the one, right? Then what is the, so how will you do the installation? Normally SAP installation, we know SWPM tool, but HANA installation, we have to use the HDB LCM tools. So these are the HANA database lifecycle management tools. We will use it to perform the installation. Either you can use the command prompt level or GUI level or web browser web level. We can do the 3 levels. We can do the installations. Command prompt level means you need to click the HDB LCM. So then HDB LCM GUI. Then web level means so HDB LCM web. So these are the 3 levels we can do the installations here. 3 layers we can do the HANA installation here. 3 layers we can do the HANA installation here. Either HDB LCM, HDB LCM GUI, HDB LCM web. Right? So 3 layers we can do the installation. What are the tools we have to use it? HDB LCM. Do we need to download? No. So it will not required to download it. When you are downloading the HANA DB software, it will come as part of the HANA DB software. You no need to specially download the HDB LCM tools here. It's a installer tool. SAP introduced these tools. SAP introduced this starting from HANA 1.0 SPS 10 onwards. So we are following the same, we are using the same HDB LCM tool to perform the HANA installations, right? So and also we should log in with the root user to perform the installation. To perform the installation, we should use the root user. We have to do that one. We have to do the root user. Okay. So root user, we have to use it to perform the installation here. Okay. That is the HANA installation. And also the software side, what we required is we need to download the HANA, SAP HANA DB softwares and client. And if any add-ons or plugins, we need to download from where? Yesterday we discussed service marketplace. We have to download from the, we are in the service marketplace. We have to download it here. Okay. So these are the softwares using this user, using these tools, and these are the host names and instance numbers. We should be, so we have to do it this activities, right? So once you download the softwares using the WinSCP tool, we can move to the here in the operating system level. We can move it here, right? So that is the HANA. So that is about the HANA preparation activities here. So we logged into the Linux system. TF-H, here already ATZB got already installed. So let me check where we have the softwares are installed. No, not here. Let me do some cleanup. RM command. So it means RM means remove. So so yes, or SAP slash HANA. So not sure where the softwares are available. Let me check softwares. So here also nothing. Let's delete if nothing is there. So ls-ltr rm commands. Okay, these commands we discussed. I hope you guys are practicing, right? The practice is very important here. So without practicing, we cannot do anything here. So right. So though practice is very important, you can utilize today also to practice the some of the Linux commands. So tomorrow we'll directly start the HANA installations. Directly we can start the HANA installations and everything. We can start it out. Okay. The main thing is you need to do the some hands-on practice here. That's what you have to do it in the systems here. Okay. That's what we have to do it in the systems here. Okay. So suppose so few more commands. Yesterday I have not discussed about this one. CD slash media. We want to jump into the CD command is always we have to use it here. CD means change directory. So all those things here. Suppose if you want to create the file, so then touch command we have to use it. Touch name, suppose text file we have to use it. Then the file is created. The file name is the text. If you want to insert the data, then VI editor, the file name, then click on the I for insert, then you can type the data here, you can type the data, so all whatever the data you want to type it, you can type it here. Then if you want to save it, escape, colon, WQ, exclamatory, here, W means save and quit. So the data got saved into the file here. So this is the way we have to do it here, right? You want to view the data inside of the file, more command, right? Or cat command, we have to use it, more command and cat command. So we can use it here. We want to only last lines, tail command, we have to use it here. So we want to only.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat that last part, sir? That VI editor, you pressed insert button, is it? In VI
VI
editor.
space file name. Okay. So insert, I for insert. So here insert means just we can add the data, text, any data, we can add it here. Inserting. Inserting the data, you need to just do that one. But it should be insert mode. Means VI space file name, press I for insert. Then it will come to the insert mode. Then you can add the data. To save the data, press escape. The insert will be disappeared here. Then colon WQ exclamatory. So this one we have to use it to insert the data. Then enter it. Then the file will get changed here. Will be saved here. So if you don't enter, if you do, suppose like VI text, so you I for insert in the keyboard, just type the I for insert. You don't want to save this one. You can delete backspace. It will be deleted. So, but you don't want to quit. You want to quit. Just Q. Don't enter the W. Just Q exclamatory. That will be quit without saving. Q means WQ means save and quit. Only Q means only Q means just to fit without any saving, without saving here. Suppose like you want to change the permission, CH mode 777 or 677, there is a full permission. 6777 means full permission here. So then if you want to change the ownership, CHONN, these commands we have to use it here, ownership changes or anything. So these commands normally in the day-to-day, we may have to use it here. CD, LS-LTR, make directory, file, VI editors, and changing the file, more, leaving the data in the file, cat command, chmod command, so, and CHONN shown command. So like that, multiple things we can. So shown is the ownership changes like HDB, ADM, who is the user, then what is the group, what is the file name you are changing, then that will be changed now. See here, previously we have the root and root. He is the owner of the file and group, which group belongs to. Now here you can see this owner and this got changed it here. So we may get the requirement sometimes. Otherwise, if you contact the Linux team, so they will take care of this one here, the permissions and everything. Normally, it's a basic activity, everybody can perform it here. But the OS upgrades and OS patching will be done by the Linux team, not by us. But simple commands, we can handle it. We can take care, we can do that one. Simple commands here. If you want to remove RM commands, if you want to rename, then move text, then what is the text one? If you want to move the file name, so move means, so it's a moving the file. So see here, copy the file from text to, so what is the location? Then slash, so I want to move this file to the different location. Then target location, you have to give it here. /HANA, you want to give it here. Then if you go to the /HANA, same file will be available in the /HANA as well. Text one also available. PWD present working directory. So there the some commands are there. These commands will be useful to practice it. Okay. So you can utilize it. You can practice it. Use this command PuTTY. So practice it today as well. So tomorrow we'll directly do the installation. Okay. It's not like that all the commands should know, but it just gets a hands on how to log into the system, how to log into the folder levels, how to navigate into the some other folders. So that kind of navigation you can perform. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Tomorrow we'll directly start the